For more on the potential changes in their effects, we're going to talk to Rob Holmes, Texas Capital Bank Shares Chairman, President, and CEO. And Rob, I get the feeling that this is a rule change that's going to have a big effect on the biggest banks. But how much is it going to affect regional lenders? How much is it going to affect Texas Capital?
Well, I think you're right, Matt. I think it's going to affect the largest banks for sure. The smaller banks and regional banks, as you know, got in trouble by holding too many treasuries and the wrong dated treasuries and not managing their assets the right way. So I think the smaller banks and regional banks will be doing much better this next go-round. And at TCBI, we're very, very focused on being well capitalized. Since we got here, our tangible common equity assets is over 10%. Our CET1's 11.6 and growing. And I think you got to be capitalized the right way and be ready for any market or rate cycle.
Now, to that point about treasuries being volatile, even the largest banks, you think about how Bank of America has fared from holding too many treasuries at the wrong price. It did weigh on them. Are treasuries...
SVB?
Yeah, SVB as well. Do treasuries have more risk for banks nowadays than meets the eye? Are rule changes going to make banks really want to hold treasuries anyways?
Well, look, I think it's more about the individual bank's ALCO and managing their assets and liabilities and doing it the right way. Treasuries are a wonderful asset, a wonderful security to invest in, and an important component of a bank capital structure. So I don't think it's the treasuries. I think it's the individual bank management's ALCO and managing their assets and liabilities.
Let's talk about private credit here, because it's another area where some have voiced concern, but a bank like yours invests deeply in it. I imagine that's because you have the knowledge, you're looking at the deals, and you're comfortable with them. But how do you feel about the sort of opacity of that market?
Look, the size and scope of the private credit market continues to expand, and we're going to be a part of it. We were on the cover of over $25 billion of debt placements last year, and a lot of that was private credit. We were a top 10 arranger of bank debt in the country for middle market companies, and we led two of the largest institutional debt deals each of the last 2 years. So we're broad in the debt capital markets. Private credit's a part of that. Some people have said that we're the largest, and best we know, we're the largest lender to Texas-based business of any Texas-based bank. So we have deep expertise. We have different segment expertise as well: healthcare, diversified energy, TMT, FIG, and the like. So we're really, really excited about private credit. We don't go to clients and saying, look, you need bank capital. We go and say, what's your problem? We have a solution for you, and we take them to the right capital markets and get them the right solution.
Rob, we've seen a spike in the oil price, but it was holding in the low 60s for quite a while. And that makes me wonder about how the economic health of Texas is faring right now. How is it?
Well, Texas is doing fantastic. It's the 8th largest economy in the world. It's the youngest workforce, the 2nd largest workforce, and it's growing.
Continue
we
at
have
$60
16
oil?
Tier 1 universities.
Or do you need it to be 75?
Well, yeah, because... Well, you need it to be 70 and above to really start drilling more. But the fact of the matter is there's no segment of the Texas economy that's greater than 9%. Oil and gas, even though we're the #1 producer of it, and by the way, wind and solar too, that's only 9% of the Texas economy, and like number 6 in terms of size. So the Texas economy is greatly diversified: semiconductors, technology, healthcare, financial services, business services, and the like. So it's not like the Texas of years before, where we're reliant solely on the energy sector.
Rob, we thank you so much. Come back to talk to us more about the economy. That is Rob Holmes of Texas Capital Bank Shares.